official. I need to get ready. I need to get ready for the November trip. I need to relook at my schedule. I need to set up my to-dos for each month. My daughter's family, we are actually traveling to Mexico here in about 2.5 weeks and visiting Saltillo, Mexico, which is where my son-in-law is from. So we have like that big trip to do before we even get to Disney World. So we're kind of like, my daughter and I are like talking about outfits and planning like 2 big trips at the same time. But as in terms of like things that I need to do basically as the family planner, traveler person, is get my notebook back in order. I still have things in here from my August trip that I need to take out and get reorganized. And then I want to take you through things that I'm thinking about, changing up my schedule, getting ready for dining reservations to open up. We will be in Mexico whenever our dining reservations open up. Tell you like how I'm thinking about making sure that I score those dining reservations, because it's the hard ones. It's the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and the Cinder Royals Royal Table. And then what else? I do have one other thing that I want to get into my drawer and look at, because I want to do like an airport snack bag, you know, little things. I get to do all the fun stuff that I love to do. So we are going all out for this because they're going to love it. And I just can't wait to see the excitement in everybody's eyes. So let's get to planning. So first things first is just nailing down how I want the trip to flow. So 2 things I have to think about. I want to take advantage of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party mornings and be in Magic Kingdom and just literally park the stroller and just ride till our heart content. And then number 2, making sure that I have a Magic Kingdom day later in the trip so that I can get Cinder Royals Royal Table and then the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I think the hardest thing about like setting your schedule is just making the decision, just because you want everything to be perfect. And I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling that right now. I'm just like, what if this, what if that, what if that? Just make the decision. So I think I've made the decision, and since we're gonna have park hopping tickets, things can change, it's fine. The main things that are gonna have to like stay put are whenever I get the actual reservations, because I am gonna get those 2 reservations like on the same day. Okay, so right now I have Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom on the first day. Animal Kingdom can be a half day, and then literally at night for Magic Kingdom, all we are doing is the nighttime entertainment. That is it. If we happen to get there earlier and we can actually get on a ride or 2, maybe, that'll be okay, but we are strictly there for the entertainment. So the other nights we can like ride during the entertainment or see fireworks from behind the castle or whatever. So I think Epcot Day is going to be the day that we're going to be in Magic Kingdom that morning. And I think I'm going to get single pass and multi-pass for Epcot for that evening. And that is when we'll get like Frozen Ever After, we'll get Soarin', we'll get Finding Nemo, you know, just the small stuff, and kind of go from there. So yeah, that's I think what we're going to do, and then spend the evening in Epcot. So the next day, we're going to have a rest day in between. Let's see here. Full day, Magic Kingdom day will be here. And again, this is more than likely going to be the day that I do Cinderella's Royal Table and the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So since we will have already seen the nighttime entertainment, since we will have already like ridden quite a few things that they can, this will more than likely be a sleep-in day, and we'll just kind of get there. I want to do the BBB before we have the Cinder Royals Royal Table dining reservation and before the parade. I want my granddaughter to just literally feel like she's a princess all day long. And then we will more than likely end out in Hollywood Studios and end with Fantasmic. And then I also want to have a Roundup Rodeo dining reservation here. My grandson will just absolutely love it. I think my granddaughter will too. Plus, I know that the entire family will eat what is there, and I just think it'll be a cute thing. So as far as dining reservations go, any other special reservations, that is what we're looking like. And so that's it. That I've made the decision. So now at this point, I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to print out all of the parks, and so this is coming with me to Mexico. So my daughter and I finally will have like some time. We're going to be there for like 14 days, actually 15 days. So we're going to be there from the 11th all the way until the 26th. Well, we'll come home on the 26th. So what is that? I don't know. 10, 11, 12, 13 days, somewhere around in there. So anyway, we're going to have plenty of time to like sit down, have family time, just have some time to like actually sit while everybody is playing with all the cousins and all of that. So I'm trying to get this set up for the trip so I can bring it and we can actually sit down and talk about everything. So since my daughter has been, she does have a general idea of like what's there, what rides are there, so we can really like sit down and talk about it. So I'm going to print out each of the 4 parks, what she wants to get done. And then once I have that list, then I will get back and actually figure out like what we're going to do on what day. Again, since I have park hopping tickets, I am going to spread out what we do on different days in the different parks. I'm not trying to get everything done in one take. And I really, I've asked if they want to ride the big things. And if they do, then I'll really get multipass for them so that I can like just sit with the grandkids while they go ride different things. So we're still working that through. I haven't actually like sat down with my son-in-law to see exactly what he wants to do. I know that he just wants the kids to have a good time, but I want my kids to have a good time as well since they're going to be there. So let's get these printed out and yeah, we'll get this and then we'll talk about the next thing that I'm looking at. All right, so I have to-do list pages and I use these for multiple things. So at the moment, we are using this for what needs to get done in October. So I am doing things simultaneously. So first things first, need to get the airport parking. That needs to get done and scheduled. Trying to decide if we're going to take 2 cars or not because so they're going to be with me for a week and then my parents arrive on the day that they leave and then I will be there with my parents for another week and they're driving. So I'm trying to make it to where I can just fly there, ride with them, then they can come home in their car and then I can just come back with my parents. So we're still trying to work those out. The next things is I need to book the stroller. We are going to book a double stroller for the boys. So the stroller that they have now, we're going to use that for Gianna, which is the 5-year-old. And then, so I want to get that done and it will be with Kingdom Strollers. So I'm going to look at that and look at pricing and just put that in my peripheral, just, in the back of my brain. Let's see here. What was the other thing I needed to book? Oh, airport transportation. That's right. Let's see here. All right, so airport transportation to and from the airport. I am going to book the MCO to Disney private transportation because there's going to be so many of us. We need quite a few car seats and not to mention they help with all the luggage and everything that we're going to have. So I want to have that option and that help as well. So I also need to look and see what that round trip is going to cost for that specific day and the amount of people. What else do I need to look at? All right, so next thing I'm going to do is just sit down and put my dates for the multipass whenever our 7-day window opens up. Again, once I'm there in Mexico with my daughter and we sit down and go over, then I'll decide like what days, what parks we're actually going to use multipass. I will say I will more than likely utilize single pass for just about every day of the trip so that my daughter and her husband can ride all of the things and I sit back with the little ones. I don't need to ride any of that stuff. I will be back. It is okay. I have done it a million times so far. So I am just there to be with grandkids, at least for that first week, and then we will go from there. So I think that's it. Let's see here. Bippity Boppity Boutique. We're more than likely going to do the lowest package and bring her favorite dress that she loves. I think I am going to budget just in case she wants to choose one of the dresses that's actually there and just have the money. Yeah, just in case. I also want for her to make her own crown. She loves to dress up like princesses whenever she's home. Of course, she'll have the one from the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but I would like for her to make one on Main Street. That's going to be a gift from me. Let's see here, stroller rentals, we don't need that. Haven't decided yet if we're gonna get at least one resort refillable mug. And I honestly still haven't decided if we're gonna get magic bands. Magic bands these days, you know, the lowest is a $35 pop. And I don't know when they're gonna come back. So they're meant to be recharged and reused. So we might just get the keys to the world card for them and just stick with that. It's just another expense that I don't need. I would much rather have the money to spend on the things that I know that my grandkids will love and be able to take home with them, and not something that's just going to sit in a box forever and a day. So anyway, still deciding on that. Yeah, skip the line services. I'll at least put my dates down. And then, so Cinderella's Royal Table is the next big thing that I really have to budget for, because that has to be paid in full whenever you book it. And you cannot pay with a Disney gift card. At least you cannot the last time that I tried to book for another family. So I need to go ahead and make sure I've got all of that ready to go on my credit card that I always use to like pay for Disney stuff. And because we're going to be in Mexico, so I need to make sure that like everything is set. Roundup Rodeo, I don't have to have that money until we're there. Yeah, so there we go. So those are the main things right now. So let's, so my October to-do list: book airport transportation, book the stroller, and then book airport parking. Those are the three main things that I need to do in October. Okay. All right, let's look and see how much these things are going to be, and just like put them in my head so that I have them in the back of my head and start checking those off, because I am a check off kind of girl, highlighter kind of girl. Okay, I feel so much better. I needed that like straight in my brain and like on paper. I'm an on paper kind of girl. I have to see it. It has to be on paper. Also with my ADHD, like writing it out like ingrains it into my brain as well. So I feel better that I have sort of a plan, not really a plan, just things that I know that need to get done like month by month. But right now the main focus is getting ready for September, getting ready for the Mexico trip, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So we got all that budgeted. That's down. That's good. And then also as soon as we get back, the balance will be due for the trip as well. So working on that. Is there anything else? I don't think there's really anything else as far as like that stuff goes. Now the fun stuff. And that is like putting together like the Tinkerbell gift. So I'm hoping that I can pull this off and have enough time. You know, my brain goes to all of these wonderful things that I want to do, but when it comes down to actually time, and whenever I'm with them, they all three want to be on me. So I don't know, like they're not used to me like being on my phone and like recording. So number one, vlogging while we're there is going to be very interesting. So I am going to vlog while I'm in Mexico so that they're used to it. I'm gonna see how it goes. So I'm still trying to figure out how this is gonna work. But in saying that, I want to like decorate the windows and the door. So we still have the visit the water park on your arrival day, and we plan to do that because it is still fairly warm in November, especially like during the day. So I would like to possibly have them go real quick and I can get that done. And whenever they come back, then we'll have like the little welcome packets, if you will, from like so for my grandson, the 2-year-old, it's going to be from Mickey, and then my granddaughter, it is going to be from Ariel, because that is the theme that we're staying in, the kind of room that we're staying in. So I have quite a few things that I am like putting together for at least that, like the first initial thing. And that is going to be like all the things that you could possibly see all over the parks. That's going to be the bubble wands. That's going to be the misters, the fans, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that's all like the impulse purchases, that kind of stuff. Oh, and the glow stuff like at night. So whenever we're there at night, they have all of the glow stuff. So and they'll see, because since I am a thrifter and I know what's there, that is the stuff that I look for while I am out and thrifting and doing like secondhand shops. So they will actually have the stuff that is being sold there. So that way they won't look at what they have versus what's being sold and want that instead of what they have. They'll see it on the cart and see like, oh, I already have it. So that is my thinking there. So the next thing is I also want to do a airport baggie, like a little snack baggie. And we have a Daiso here, which has the cutest stuff as far as like putting together like some Disney themed things. But I do have some stuff that I've been collecting in my drawer of stuff. Like the amount of Disney stuff that I have collected all around my house is just nuts. So we're gonna sit down, go through what I have in my drawer to see if I really need to buy anything, and then get ready and start collecting like the Disney themed snacks, like the fruit snacks, let me see, the goldfish, you know, just stuff, just fun, just the extra stuff that is not necessary, but I'm gonna do anyway. Right, so I had to grab my to-do list of things to purchase because I want to make sure that I have batteries, extra batteries. So I need to look at all these. And this will be something that I do like at the end of October. And then we also want to bring extra bubble solution. Got that done. Now that I'm like going through everything. I also kind of need to like hide this because my grandkids, they come over, and if my granddaughter sees this, you know, I want it to be from Ariel, and I want it to be from Mickey. So I need for that magic to stay alive and her not always just see it at my house. So I need to, she came over the other day and it was out and I was like, uh-oh. To just kind of like stood there. She didn't say anything. So I need to get it up and hidden. So another thing that I am also thinking about is it's also going to be, you know, full on Christmas time when we're there, but it's their first trip. And I want it to be more around like their favorite characters, their favorite things than necessarily like the Christmas stuff. So that being said, whenever I decorate the door and like the window, I want it to be like the things that they know. So I found this at Dollar Tree, and these are actually like room clings. Yep, so I'm hoping to like put this on the door. And then my grandson is huge into Spider-Man. So I haven't found like a Mickey thing yet, but I thought the Spider-Man thing, he'll go ballistic over this any day. And then I did find some paper bags that I do have. This is too small. This is Toy Story. Let's see here. I did buy this, and this is, what is this? This is like notes from princesses. We might be able to use this. So I talked to my daughter about doing like a voucher basically. So a princess every day is going to leave my granddaughter like something that morning, depending on where we're doing, what we're doing, where we going, and that kind of thing. And so we'll theme it that way. And then in each of like the gifts will be a voucher for her to trade in for a toy or something like that. So we are working on keeping that at a minimum as far as like the souvenir thing goes, because she's just going to want everything. I mean, I want everything. And then I have baggies. So there we go. So these are things that I'm just kind of pulling out, looking at. And then I do also have, like in my printables, I also have like a Tinkerbell. Let's see here, where are we? I kind of closed that up. Here we go. Okay. All right. So yeah. So I also do like Tinkerbell gifts, printables as well, and have that like for the person, for the day, and the things that I need to buy and how I'm going to put it together. So it'll be simple things. It's not going to be extravagant for each day. It may just be like their snacks for that day. Everything is going to be Disney themed, of course, you know, so we'll see. Especially like the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique day. We are bringing her dress from home. We're hoping that we can like not really hide that from her, but do it like on the sly. So the morning that she goes to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, she's basically going to have like a royal a big gift from Belle that I would like to have like a huge bow on it that she opens, and it's her dress, and she's gonna go get all done up and have the princess breakfast, you know, and just, yeah, the whole bit. That is how I envision it. So hopefully it comes together that way. So anyway, so those are things that I am going through and need to really like hone in on and get my ideas together. So yeah, so let's hide these things. All right, there you go, all tucked away for right now. Done. And here's just a look at what I am like planning for the arrival day. So this is the arrival day stuff. So all the stuff that they're gonna need for the week, and then my ideas for how I'm gonna do either the room, the door, the window, you know, that kind of thing. So still working it through, but I have at least a starting point. So it has been a minute since I talked to you last. We are sitting the day before we leave for Mexico, my daughter and her family. Also with that, so tonight our Bibbidi Boppidi boutique reservations open up. So don't forget, so whenever you're doing reservations like the Bibbidi Boppidi boutique, building a droid, things like that, those reservations actually open up at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 11 p.m. Eastern time, my time, because I'm Central time. And then our actual dining reservations open up tomorrow morning, and we are going to be on the road to Mexico. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm praying that we have service wherever we are so that I can get the Cinder Royals Royal Table reservations. But there are things that I need to do, like just to make sure that everything is set and we are ready to go for tomorrow morning. So whenever you're making your dining reservations, I will say it is easier and faster in your phone to be able to do it. So I'm going to set up my phone where I'm making sure that I'm logged in, everything is good to go. The second thing that is really going to help is if you have a credit or debit card stored already in your My Disney Experience account, it's going to go under your profile. I'll show you where to like look that up and get that set. So I'm going to get the card that I want to use for getting all the reservations reserved. Not to mention, Cinder Royals Royal Table is one of those dining reservations that has to be prepaid whenever you make the reservations, and it cannot be paid with a Disney gift card. So I need to make sure that I've got the credit card. Again, everything is ready to go for tomorrow morning since we are going to be on the road and in the car. I don't want to be fumbling. Hopefully all the kids are going to be asleep while we're still driving, so I don't want to have to turn on any lights and try to enter everything in. So I want to get all of that done now. I also sat down and kind of like went through my head as far as like the timing of things how I want things to flow. So let me just talk through like a couple of things that I want you to think about whenever you're making reservations, like back to back, like I am planning to do for the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique and the Cinder Royals Royal Table. So first, I did decide to try and make these reservations towards the end of the trip. I kind of discussed that with you earlier in the video, letting you know that that is going to be like the best time to score those things. The hard to get ones, you always want to try to put those towards the end of the trip. So that is what I have done. So that's number one. Number two, we will be coming off of a rest day into the big Magic Kingdom day where I want to have the reservations. So we should be rested up. So I want to try to make the reservations as early as possible in the day. So I'm thinking about 8:30 in the morning is whenever I want to try to get the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. If I need to move things back, then I will. But that's what I'm shooting for. So my thought process behind that. So with the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, depending on the package that you get is going to depend on how long it's going to take. So it can take between 60 and 90 minutes for the entire process of like getting the makeover. So I am keeping that into account timing wise and when I'm going to get the dining reservation for Cinder Royals Royal Table. Now they are literally like right across from each other, right behind the castle. So it will be like steps from each other. So what I am planning on doing is getting an 8:30 Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. So with that timing, so since it's going to be first thing in the morning, they should not be like backed up. So I'm pretty safe knowing that the kind of package, I'm pretty sure that we're going to do the basic package because we're going to bring one of her favorite dresses, which is like the $100 package. So knowing that it won't be backed up because it's first thing in the morning, and knowing that we're already bringing like our dress, so we already know, so we don't need to like go across and pick and go go through all of that. Pretty much our reservation is only going to take about that 60-minute mark. So I know that I can make the dining reservation. So with an 8:30 start time, 9:30. So probably I'm going to try and get the Cinder Royals Royal Table at a 10 a.m. morning breakfast reservation. Just in case it goes over just a little bit, we can just literally walk across the sidewalk and then go check in for Cinder Royals Royal Table. So that is the plan. And I did pick breakfast for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is the least expensive. And number 2, it'll have food on there that I know that everybody is going to eat. It's basically just breakfast food. So I know that we're safe. So that is the plan and the thinking that I have for making sure that I space things out whenever I am making the timing of the reservations. Okay, so now let me show you where to enter in your debit or credit information so that it is in your profile. So like I said, it's easy for you to just click, click, click whenever it times to like make those dining reservations first thing in the morning. I'm going to show you on desktop because I can't really show you on my phone, but if you will just go to the My Disney Experience and then right here under Profile, you'll just click Profile. And then over here, you'll just go to Payment Methods, click that, and that is where you're going to be able to enter in all the information, and you can have up to 6 cards stored. Okay, done. That took no time at all. You can do this on actually your mobile app. So whenever you open up the My Disney Experience app, tap the 3 horizontal lines on the bottom right-hand side of your phone. You're going to scroll down until you see Profile, click Profile, tap Profile on the next screen. Then you're going to be able to see your options, and it's going to say Payment Method, and that is where you can enter in all the information to have your cards stored in your My Disney Experience account. And also, so I went ahead and put both reservations under my account. So now I have everything. So I just entered everybody in and I did their avatars and got all that. It's the little things that just get me so excited. And also just, it's like, it's that much closer. I don't think you understand like how excited I am. Like my excitement and my over the topness is just going to get worse as we progress and we get into this planning process. So super excited now. Everything is all set on my end. Both reservations are linked to my account. Credit card has been set. I am ready for tonight. So yeah, so I just need to finish up a few little client things, and then next time you're going to see me is this evening, and I'll let you know how it went with the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation. As much as I wanted to get on and actually like go through the process with you of doing the reservations, the biggest snafu happened and my heart was pounding out of my chest. And basically, not everything has to be changed, but the end of my trip, I had to change things because the app glitched whenever I was trying to get the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation. So let's sit down, talk about it, and then like kind of what I've done. I also have an update to the transportation that I'm going to be using from the airport to the resort. I had a company reach out to me. So let's just fine tune the last minute details of getting there because I have 25 days before we arrive. And you're getting a real look into my outfit planning. And then also like the last minute Tinkerbell things that I am putting together. Finally, the ideas are coming together of putting it together. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, showing you like the before, what my plans are, everything that I bought, if it was worth spending the extra money and bringing it with me versus getting it there. Did they even need it? Just all of that kind of stuff. So don't worry, that stuff is coming to you at a later date. But right now we have got to finish this planning process since we are going to be there in 25 days. So like I said, the app glitched and I was recording my screen so that I could show you everything, and then everything was going to plan. I got the reservation that I wanted for the day that I wanted, and then I went to my credit card was in there, so I, to push it, to reserve it, and then I got this notification right here, and it kept doing it over and over. By the time that I literally leaped up from the bed, I was wide awake at this point. I even got my laptop out, signed in there. My laptop still wouldn't. And in this process, it was like maybe 2 or 3 minutes in this process. So with all of that being said, I ended up being able to get the reservation for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but it isn't until the absolute last day of our trip. So what that did is having that reservation at 8:50 in the morning like I wanted it to be, I went ahead and just made the Cinder Royals Royal Table for the last day as well. So the last 2 days are going to switch up a little bit. So we're gonna like split Hollywood Studios day and a Magic Kingdom night, and then have a Magic Kingdom morning, which is gonna be on a party night, and then end in Hollywood Studios. But like I said, as we get closer to the trip and I really start lining out the days for you and taking you through a realistic of how things are gonna flow, I will explain everything. But in saying that, I just want you to be prepared for snafus. And that is the nicest word that I can give it right now, because my blood was boiling that morning. And it has happened multiple times after that for me to try and get reservations for clients. So if that happens to you, if the app isn't working, there's been mornings where I've gotten up and literally the entire system is down, so nobody can make reservations because either the app crashes, who knows what it is. But I am telling you, 9 times out of 10, there is going to be some kind of quirk with the app. So for the clients that this happened with, and by the time I tried to get their reservations, there were no times available. So what I do is I have a watch service, which the one that I use is mousedining.com. I do pay monthly for it, and I can get a text message, which is quicker than an email. So as soon as you get that message, you have to jump on the link ASAP to be able to try and schedule and score reservations. So I have had luck. It's been the day before, but I have had luck scoring everybody's reservations that I needed to for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So just know that if you don't get the reservation at the time that your 60-day window opens, does not mean that it is like the end-all be-all. It may be like literally the night before that you get the reservation, but there are openings that pop up. And it is interesting. There are just random openings that will pop up, and then sometimes at like 3 o'clock in the morning, it's almost like Disney releases a slew of times. I have had that happen twice now. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, and luckily I'm a light sleeper and I can hear that text message, and there's like 5 or 6 times that are available. So I'm able to actually get on there and actually pick one and try and grab a reservation. If you do use a watch service to try and get reservations, and this is whether it's dining reservations or the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, just know that there are times where you're probably going to miss it and there's nothing available, but just keep that watch, just keep looking for it, and hopefully I am sending you all of the magical vibes that you get the reservation that you are wanting and looking for. So just don't give up. Just know that things do pop up last minute. And to finish out the planning process of what I like to get done during that 30-day window before I arrive is lastly going to be getting the stroller rental done. That will probably get done within the next week and a half. And then the second thing is going to be the airport transportation. Now, while I was in Mexico, I did have a company reach out to me on TikTok and asked if I would use their service, and they are going to give me a discount for using their service, so I am paying for it. But I do like to try out different services so that I can, give an honest review and give you the best option. So the service, instead of MCO to Disney, I am going to be using Fleet Luxury Transportation. So I will keep you updated on that. It will be in videos coming at you. It'll be on my travel day video, giving you a live look into getting picked up. It has all of the points that I want as far as help at the airport, private transportation, a straight shot of transportation, not to mention having all the car seats that I need for all of the little ones, stops if we needed it. So all of the things that I was looking for, it had those included in its service. So more on that and that company specifically as we get closer to the trip. I hope this video helped. I really wanted it to be a real life look into what it is really like and all of the back and forth thoughts that you have in your mind, decisions that you have to make, and are you going to spend the money here, or are you going to save money here to spend money here, that kind of thing. So like I said, I'm hoping that gave you a real life look into, we all go through this, whether you're a Disney travel planner or this is your first trip. So if you have any questions, please put those in the comments below. Consider subscribing, as I will take you along with me on my trip and then also give you everything that you need to know for planning your trip to Walt Disney World. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.